What's up, guys? DanceKing1711 here, the best damn thing in gaming around. Almost screwed up my own intro. But today I am coming at you guys with a brand new video. I know it's been like 2 months since my last upload. I do apologize for that. Work has been crazy, life has been crazy, all that stuff. But I'm bringing you guys a new deck profile today. And it's not a Pokemon deck profile. No. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile. I am missing one card from the extra deck and a few cards from the side deck, but I'm not going to go over the side deck today because that's my own little special text. But the deck I'm going to be going over today involves Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Yes, I am going over Wind Witches in my build of them. So, without further ado, let's get into the deck. And, starting off, we are running 3 Reborn Tengus. Yeah. This is a synchro heavy deck, and anytime that Tengu leaves the field, whether it be by destruction, synchros, tributes, you get to special summon another one from your deck. So, we're running the max of them, 3. Next up, 3 Windwitch Ice Bells. This is your combo starter for the Windwitch archetype. What it can do is that if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. And then, you can special summon one Windwitch monster from your deck. But it cannot be tributed. So once that gets done, you cannot special summon special summon monsters from your extra deck the turn you activate this effect, except level 5 or higher wind monsters. And then if it's normal or special summoned, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent, and you can only use each effect of Ice Bell once per turn. So pretty much, you special summon this with no monsters, you summon out another Wind Witch, and you burn them for 500. And then after that, you're restricted to level 5 or higher monsters from your extra deck. Which, that's fine. All the monsters in this deck or in the extra deck are level 5 or higher. And for the majority, they are wind. Next up, we are running 2 Windwitch Glass Bells. This is what you'll normally be special summoning off of the Ice Bell. Because when it's either normal or special summoned, you can add one Windwitch monster from your deck to your hand, except Windwitch Glass Bell. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except wind monsters. And you can only use this effect once per turn. You get the idea here. Finally, for the Windwitch archetype, we're running 2 Snowbells. What Snowbell does, and by the way, Glass Bell is a level 4 tuner, and Snowbell happens to be a level 1 tuner. But what Snowbell does is that if you control 2 or more wind monsters, and no non-wind monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. A winged synchro monster that was summoned using this card as synchro material cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card's effects. So yes, any wind synchro that you summon using Snowbell cannot be destroyed by card effects by your opponent. So no Raigeki, no Dark Hole, no Trap Hole, or any of them, no Mirror Force. Anything that would destroy a target card, or any card in that matter, that will not work against a wind synchro summoned with Snowbell. Now, this is not just a Windwitch deck. This is Windwitch Speedroids. Yeah. Which is another wind archetype that is meant to be around synchro summoning. So the first speedroids we're running, 3 speedroid Terratops. Level 3, and it's wind. Catching the theme here? It's all wind. Oh, excuse me. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Again, it's another combo starter for us. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 speedroid monster from your deck to your hand, except speedroid Terratop. You can only use this effect of speedroid Terratop once per turn. So again, it's another combo starter. It gets your combos going. It searches out another speedroid, which the one that I normally go for is my 2 copies of speedroid Takum Town Board. What Takum Town... I have always had trouble with pronouncing that word. But what it does is that if you control a wind monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can then tribute this card, special summon 1 speedroid tuner monster from your deck. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except wind monsters. You can only special summon speedroid Takum Town Board once per turn. Okay, that's all fine and dandy. He's also another level 3. So you could, off of these 2 cards, go into any rank 3 exceed. And if you don't tribute using Takum Town Board, you can do any attribute. In fact, a lot of zoo decks nowadays use the 3 Terratops, 1 Takum Town Board to go into MX Saber Invoker, which starts off their plays. So there's, but one of the tuners I go into using Takum Town Board is my 2 copies of Speedroid Den Den Deco Duke. That's a tongue twister right there if you have ever seen one. But what it does is that you can banish this card from your graveyard. First of all, it's a level 3 tuner, and it also happens to be wind. But you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 speedroid tuner from your hand or graveyard, except Speedroid Den Den Deco Duke, and you can only use the effect of Speedroid Den Den Deco Duke. I just like saying that. Once per turn. So, it's a level 3 tuner that you can use with your Terratop to go into any level 6 synchro, or especially wind ones, like say, what's the one I run? This level 6. Oh yeah, Kendama. High speed word Kendama. That's one option you can do. Another option I have is 2 copies of Speedroid Triad Dice. It's another level 3 tuner. But what this one does is that during your opponent's turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard, negate the next attack this turn from a monster your opponent controls. This is a quick effect. Yes. So during your opponent's turn, at any point, you can banish this card from your grave and negate their attack. It's a themed Necro Gardener. And then the last Speedroid I run in the main deck is 1 copy of Speedroid Red-Eye Dice. It's a level 1 tuner, but this is a good effect here. When this card is normal or special summoned, so say off of Takum Town Board, you can target 1 Speedroid monster you control, except Speedroid Red-Eye Dice, and declare a level from 1 to 6. It becomes that level until the end of this turn. So, say you open with just a Terratop and some other random cards. First turn, use special summon that Terratop using its effect. Search Takum Town Board. Special Takum Town Board using its effect. Tribute Takum Town Board. Bring up this. Make the Terratop level 6 or whatever level you want it to be. Sync those off. If it's level 6, you can go for any level 7 synchro, but you can actually do any range with that, as long as it's a wind type, because you did use Takam Tomboard's effect. And then the last 6 monsters I run is a little mini engine I like, called the Symphonic Warrior engine. And what it is 3 copies of Symphonic Warrior guitar and 3 copies of Symphonic Warrior mics. Now, what's so great about these 6 cards? Well, for one, they're both pendulum monsters, with guitar being a pendulum scale of 7 and mics being a pendulum scale of 1. But before I go any further with that, I wanted to tell you what guitar can do, because knowing what guitar does can tell you, well, help you explain why mics is so good. For one, guitar being a scale 7 means that it's a high scale for the deck. But that's not all. It's pendulum effect, because that's the part that matters the most in this deck, is that you can discard 1 card, special summon 1 Symphonic Warrior monster from your deck, except guitar. You can only use this effect once per turn. So if you have this in your pendulum scale, which 9 times out of 10, if you have this in your hand, you're going to put it in your pendulum scale. You're not going to use its monster effect at all. Which it's okay, but I'll go over its monster effect here, just so you know what it is, in case you ever want to use it for some other deck. Basically, when this card is normal summon, you can target 1 Symphonic Warrior in your graveyard, special summon it. It's okay. It's a Monster Reborn themed for Symphonic Warriors. For this deck, it's not good, because the only ones we run are guitar and the mics. And 9 times out of 10, mics is not going to be in the graveyard. It's also a level 3 machine, so it's okay. It fits in with the theme really good. It plus a level 3 tuner and any other level 3 monster will make a Trish or a Mistworm or any other level 9 single you might want to run. But 9 times out of 10, I'm using this for its pendulum effect to get out one of the 3 copies of Symphonic Warrior mics. Now, Mike's pendulum effect, which is something that I never use. I'm always using it for its monster effect in this case. But its pendulum effect is, unless you have a Symphonic Warrior card in your other pendulum zone, so guitar in this case, this card's pendulum scale becomes 4. It's not something you typically want to put in your pendulum scale unless you also have guitar. Once per turn, during your end phase, you can target one of your banished Symphonic Warrior monsters added to your hand. I don't use it for its pendulum effect. That's the full pendulum effect right there. What I use this card for is its regular monster effect. And it being a level 5 wind machine makes it so I can use it for other stuff as well. Now I'll just go over it later. But its effect is you can special summon this card from your hand by removing 3 Symphonic counters from your field. That part does not matter in this deck at all. After you normal or special summon this card, you can normal summon 1 monster during your main phase this turn in addition to your normal summon. So, this card is a 1-turn Gemini Seraphonite. If you special summon this card, by any means, you get an extra normal summon. And for something like this deck, where having an extra normal summon is huge, like say I can go the windwitch combo, normal my Terratop, go into that play, then I can still normal summon again, like say a Tengu or anything else I might need to normal summon. This thing is awesome for that. And it being a level 5 machine means that I can use 2 copies of it for something I'll go over later in my extra deck. But going on to spells, I'm running 1 copy of Polymerization. Why? And this will actually be switched out in the near future once Maximum Crisis comes out for an Ultra Polymerization. But this is mainly used for one little tech card I'm running in the extra called Windwitch Crystal Bell. And I'll go over that later. I run 1 copy of Raigeki because board clearing is always good. I'm running 2 copies of Dark Hole. Again, board clearing, always good. 1 copy of Soul Charge. Soul Charge allows me to target any number of monsters in my graveyard, special summon them, and if you do, lose 1,000 life points per monster. Why is this so great? Because it sets up plays that you normally would not have access to. It sets up being able to get out a Crystal Wing, a Clear Wing, and a Trish all in one turn. How? By Windwitch comboing, followed by Terratop into Takum Tom board into Red Eye Dice, and off of that, you play the Soul Charge. So Terratop and Takum and Red Eye Dice will make Clear Wing. The Windwitch combo makes the Crystal Wing, and at that point you have the Red Eye Dice in your grave. You have the Terratop in grave, and if I remember right, yeah, the Ice Bell is in the grave, which is a level 3. So you special summon the Terratop, the Ice Bell. That's 6 right there. You make the Terratop, you special summon Red Eye Dice and Ice Bell and Terratop. When Red Eye Dice is special summoned, it changes the level of any other speedroid. You make the Terratop, let's see, doing the math real quick. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. You make the Terratop level 5. No, 4. No. Yeah, level 5. Sorry. Math is... I used to be good at math. Just me. You make the Terratop level 5. 5 plus 3 plus 1 equals 9. That's a Trish. Right there. Or a Mistworm, in my case. Bang. Up next, I'm running 1 copy of Upstart Goblin. It's an extra card that makes my deck 39 cards. I'm running... And last for the spells, I'm running 2 copies of Twin Twister. You discard a card, you pop 2 spell cards. Or pop 2 spell and traps. Moving on to traps, speaking of which, I am running 2 copies of Call of the Haunted. Everyone should know what this does by now, but you flip it over, you target 1 monster in your graveyard, you special summon it. If Call gets destroyed, the monster gets destroyed. Simple as that. I'm running 2 copies of Solemn Strike. You pay 1,500, you can negate the summon or activation of any special... Wait, blah. Scratch that, reverse. When a monster would be special summoned or a monster effect is activated, pay 1,500, negate and destroy. I'm playing 1 Solemn Warning, the Solemn Suite. Pretty much what Solemn Warning does, if you don't know, is that when a monster would be summoned or when a spell / trap card or a monster effect is activated, that includes an effect to special summon a monster, pay 2,000, negate the summon, and if you do, destroy. Last card I'm running right now, for the current second, is 1 copy of Breakthrough Skill. This will become an Imperial Order very, very shortly. In fact, it's on the way. I just ordered it. So, yeah. So that's the main deck. That's 40 cards, most of which are monsters. Going into the extra deck. And starting off, we've got the 1 copy of Windwitch Crystal Bell. Now, to summon this thing, you need 1 Windwitch Winterbell, which is another card in the extra, which I'll be going over shortly, and 1 Windwitch Monster. And this is the reason why that Polygraph told you earlier will become an ultra polymerization as soon as Maximum Crisis comes out, which is in like a week. Because, and I'll do an update video, dated version of this once I get dated version of this once that comes out. But for right now, I'm just teching it in the moment, having it ready. But what Crystal Bell does is that you can target one monster in either player's graveyard until the end phase. This card's name becomes that target's original name, and replace this effect with that target's original effect. If this card in your possession is destroyed by your opponent's card, by battle or card effect, and sent to your graveyard, you can target one Windwitch Winterbell and one level 4 or lower Windwitch monster in your graveyard. Special summon them. You can only use each effect of Windwitch Crystal Bell once per turn. Now keep in mind, this is a level 8 Wind Fusion, and it's got 2800 attack. That's pretty decent. And there's a combo coming out using this card in Maximum Crisis, along with the Ultra Polymerization and some cards, as well as the Snowbell and the Winter Bell, which I'll be going over shortly. But next up, my level 10 Synchro for the deck. Yes, there are, very rarely do I go into this, but every once in a while there is a situation where I can go into this. And I'm running Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend. This thing is huge. So level 10 needs 2 tuners and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. Must be synchro summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. So you have to synchro summon this thing. You can only use each of these effects of Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend once per turn. Number 1. During your main phase 1, you can destroy all other cards on the field. Also, for the rest of this turn, other monsters you control cannot attack. Which is fine. It's got 3500 attack. It's going to be doing a good bit of damage on its own anyway, and you're nuking the whole board. And the second effect is that during either player's battle phase, when a spell or trap is activated, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. And if you do that, this card gains 500 attack. So for one negation, this thing becomes a 4000 attack beater. Up next, we have our first level 9 synchro, and happens to be a wind. It's Mistworm. If you don't know what Mistworm does, it's 1 tuner plus 2 or more non-tuner monsters. And when this card is synchro summoned, return up to 3 cards your opponent controls to the field. And it's got 2500 attack. But for 3 monsters to special summon it, or synchro summon it, you bounce in 3 cards. Next up, right now there would also be a Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. I don't actually have it on me yet. But what it does is that it takes 1 tuner and 2 or more non-tuners. Hence the Red Eye Dice Terratop Ice Spell thing I was telling about earlier. And when it's synchro summoned, you can banish 1 card from your opponent's grave, field, and hand. And it's got 2700 attack. So, but it's a water, not a wind. So you are under the wind restriction. You can't go into it. But anyway, the next card I'm going to talk about is a wind monster. It's a level 8. It's Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Needs 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner synchro monsters. So this is where the Windwitch combo comes into play. Because Ice Bell and Glass Bell make a level 7 synchro. Then that level 7 synchro plus Snowbell makes this. What it does, well, first off, it's a level 8, 3000 attack. So it's already pretty beefy as it is. But once per turn, during either player's turn, when another monster's effect is activated, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that monster. And if you do that, this card gains attack equal to the destroyed monster's original attack until the end of this turn. Then, if this card battles a level 5 or higher, monster your opponent controls. During damage calculation, this card gains attack equal to the current attack of the opponent's monster. It is valid during that damage calculation. It gets huge, pretty much, and it can negate stuff. Not bad. Next up is another level 8 synchro that we have, which is Cyframe Lord Omega. It's a level 8 light monster, 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. So it's real simple, it's generic to bring out. Once per turn, during either player's main phase, you can banish this card from the field and one random card from your opponent's hand face up until your next standby phase. Once per turn, during your opponent's standby phase, you can target one banished card, return it to the graveyard. So, using this card, you can recycle your red-eyed dice. You know that themed Necro Garden I was telling you about? You can recycle it with this. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one other card in either player's graveyard, shuffle both that card and this card from the graveyard into the deck. You see why it's so damn good. Next up is a card that has been around since Synchros first came out. I'm talking about Stardust Dragon. Level 8, 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner. It's a wind. And during either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that would destroy, pretty much it stops any destruction effects by tributing itself. And if it does that, it comes back at the end phase. And it's got 2500 attack, so it's nothing to sneeze at. Next up for our first level 7 synchro is a wind. It's Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. Crystal Wing's little brother. It's pretty much a level 7 version of Stardust in that it's got 2500 attack. And then once per turn, during either player's turn, when another level 5 or higher monster activates the effect in the field, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Once per turn, during either player's turn, when a monster effect is activated that targets exactly one level 5 or higher monster on the field, and no other cards, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. If this card's effect destroys a monster, this card gains attack equal to the destroying monster's original attack until the end of this turn. Not bad. Next up is our other level 7 wind synchro, is Windwitch Winterbell. Now see, this is the combo I was telling you guys about earlier using Crystal Bell as well. What you do is you bring this out using the Windwitch combo. Then before you go into your Crystal Wing, you play your Ultra Polymerization, which costs 2,000 life points, and you fuse using 2 monsters on the field. You can then banish that Ultra Polymerization to bring back the fusion material monsters, namely Winterbell and Snowbell, and then you can use those 2 monsters to sync again. So you're ending the turn, or that combo, with both a Crystal Bell on the field and a Crystal Wing. You're going double crystal. Not the way most people would think, though. But what this card does is that it's level 7 Wind Synchro, 2400 attack. You can target one Windwitch monster in your graveyard and inflict damage to your opponent equal to that target's level times 200. So, as it stands right now, you can do 500 off the Ice Spell, and then another 800 using this and targeting Glass Spell, because it's a level 4. But once we get the Ultra Polymerization, you can have Crystal Bell copy this effect, and it'll do 1400. So at the moment, the remaining life points after the combo is 67. After Maximum Crisis, when we have the Crystal Bell version, the remaining life points would be... Gotta do math again. I don't know off the top of my head, but it's lower than 67. But this thing also has a second effect, which is during either player's battle phase, you can target one windwitch monster you control, special summon one monster from your hand with a level less than or equal to that monster, but it cannot attack this turn. So, you can technically target this with its own effect, and summon anything that's level 6 or lower. Level 7 or lower from your hand. So that's pretty nice. If you have multiple mics in your hand, you can use Winterbell, and they can come out that way. Next up wait, that's level 5. Hold on. That should be back here. But next up we have a generic level 6 monster. We have Brio. It recently did get errata. This is not the errated version. I don't have that one. But it's one tuner, one non-tuner. It's level 6. During your main phase, you can discard as many cards as you want and bounce cards your opponent controls up to the number of cards you discard. And you can only do that once per turn. And it's got 2300 attack. Our other level 6 synchro, and this one's a wind, so it works with the speedroid, the wind restriction, is high speedroid Kendama. Level 6, 2200 attack. And it's just one tuner, one non-tuner. But what I like about this one, it does piercing damage. And you can banish one machine type monster from your graveyard and inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Or if this card is in your graveyard and you control no cards, you can special summon this card. You cannot null summon or set the turn you activate this effect. See, the reason why I started running the Tyrant Dragon is that I had a situation where I had this engrave and could get out both my Glass Spell and I think it was Den Deco Duke and Snowbell, which that's 4 levels right there, and this is a level 6, that's 10. So that's why I started running Tyrant Dragon. So I had this engrave and a way to get out both Den Deco Duke again and the Glass Spell. Well, not the Glass Spell, the Snowbell. So that's why it rarely comes up, but when it does, you got a nice little combo. The next card in the extra deck is a level 5 Wind Synchro. It's High Speed Roid Kinbara. And it's just one tuner, one non-tuner. It starts off at 2000 attack. But it has several effects that can help. First of all, it can make 2 attacks per turn. And at the start of the damage tab, if this card battles, it gains 200 attack. So each time it attacks, before it does any damage, it gains 200. So 1 attack, 22. 2 attacks, 24. And it keeps rising from there. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your banished speedroid cards added to your hand. So again, you're recycling banished speedroids, like say, Triad Dice, or Den Deco Duke. And then the last 3 cards I run in the extra deck are several rank 5s. Well, 2 rank 5s, 1 rank 6, but one of the rank 5s can go into it. First up, number 61, Volcasaurus. Like I said, 2 level 5 monsters, so 2 mics, or a mics and a Chimbara. Any way you want to do it. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Exceed material from this card, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Destroy that opponent's monster, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroying monster's original attack. This card can then not attack that turn. So you're doing damage at the cost of not being able to attack with this card. The next card I run is Cyber Dragon Nova. This can be made using two mics, or it might be able to. I just know it needs 2 machine types. Oh, okay. So you can do Chimbara and a mics as well with this because it just needs 2 level 5 machines, and Chimbara happens to be a machine. I'll be honest, I never use this one's effect. Whenever I bring this out, I go straight into my next card, and the last card of the extra deck, and for its profile, Cyber Dragon Infinity. Pretty much you rank up your Nova into this use it. You can just place it right there. You don't even need a rank up magic for it. But what Infinity does is, once per turn, you can also summon Cyber Dragon Infinity by using Cyber Dragon Nova. Hence why they're both here. And then any materials attached to Nova get attached to Infinity. But that's standard for rank up magic stuff. Let's see. This card gains 200 attack for each material attached to it. So if you're just going straight into it from Nova, like you bring out Nova and you go straight into Infinity, that's 3 attack materials right there. That's 600 attack. And it starts off at 21, so you're starting off at 2,700. Once per turn, you can target one face-up attack position monster you're on the field. Attach it to this card as a face-up exceed material. So, once per turn, you're gaining more materials. Again, so it's getting beefier and beefier and beefier. Once per turn, during either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated, you can detach one exceed material from this card and negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Yeah. So that's my Windwitch Speedroid deck, guys. If you have any suggestions for it, leave them in the comments below. Yeah, I'll go with a side deck. I'm still working on it anyway, especially with True Dracos coming out. Not like them. Well, okay, they're good, but they're annoying. But anyway, till next time, guys. This has been Dansky1711 signing off.